Hey, what's up? It's William Koshnick here for your Lucha Underground review for June 17th, 2015. Actually, this isn't going to be a review. It's actually going to kind of be the first episode, if you can call that, in a new series that I'm thinking about. So let's get started. Well, I was going to review Lucha Underground tonight, but see, I had notes written down. If you can't read that, that's the score. Those are like kind of the notes and they continue on to the next page. But I've come across a dilemma with tonight's episode since there wasn't really a series of matches. It was just one match through the whole 60-minute run. So I was kind of thinking, how the hell am I going to do this? And then me and Gordon, we were starting because Gordon came over for a little bit today. We kind of were talking, and he kind of said, "Well, it's really hard to review, so just kind of do your thoughts on it." And now I've kind of run off of that and created this little theory called thoughts, like the actual like thinking, not like the stupid word thought. I hate that word. But so this is episode 1 or episode 0. Hopefully this goes well. This is my thoughts on Lucha Underground for tonight. One match, one night. Well, I thought this was actually pretty interesting since it was an Iron Man match because you got to see these two who started off as friends and now Prince Puma is the champion. So everyone is trying their best to kind of get at him because everyone wants in. And last week we saw that Drago has a chance to fight him at Ultimate Lucha in August. And obviously, since Mundo wasn't in last week, he requested this match. So for about the first 30 minutes, Mundo kind of had this. It started with Prince Puma started with the first pin, and then Johnny Mundo got his one pin. Well, where could this go from here? Well, not sledgehammers, crowbars were involved, and that's what I like. That's what's different about Lucha Underground because anything is legal. Headshots, go for it. It don't matter. Even we can see blood now. So now that's kind of, I lost my train of thought. Also, another interesting thing before I kind of sum this up was in the middle of it, there was a lot. There was Mundo kind of had his own little promo, which I thought was pretty smart because since it's one match, one night, all night long, you kind of start getting bored, and when you start feeling like you're ahead, so you have to play it like a hockey game, try to waste the time, but wasn't really the smartest of ideas because even though he was able to get 3 pins in a row, obviously Prince Puma was going to try his hardest to actually fight back. which was really excellent because Dario Cueto seems to know what he's doing with this booking. This was such a good match, such a good show. Well, what could it have done different? It kind of was seen from, I kind of saw it from last week that we're gonna kind of keep him Prince Puma as the champion until Ultimate Lucha because he's the first champion. You want to keep that first champion as champion for as long as you can. So it was kind of predictable, even though a lot of these matches aren't really predictable, which is, I think I just dug myself a grave there. Hold on. Which is really nice because I've gotten to the point in WWE where it's like, oh, you're in this match, damn, you're gonna win. Here, I'm on the edge of my seat at all time, and that's what's nice. That's what was nice about this one match all night long, because you didn't know what was gonna happen. All the weapons were used. There was a guitar that was busted, which was actually pretty great. There was crowbars. There were tables, ladders. The crowd, just very good, very excellent. But I would have liked to see at the end at least some sort of story because next week is Mil Mortes versus Drago for that number one contenders match to see who actually is the number one contenders match. So it would be interesting to kind of see um, Mil do something or like more story on that with Dario Cueto. Um, El Patron was back. I actually didn't see that coming. I expected him to come back, but I didn't expect him to come back tonight. I saw it more as like maybe next week during that number one contenders match. But he came back and basically he was like, "Well, Muno, if you win, I'm coming for you. But Puma, if you win, be ready, because I'm coming for you eventually." Both very heavy burden on these two. Mundo, I'm coming for you because you threw me through a fucking window. You can't just do that. Puma, I'm coming for you because I want your title. Because everyone wants your title. And I feel like this kind of got into their heads a little bit because Patron is the mega champion of Lucha Libre. I've got to remember what that title is called. So obviously you have one title right now, and you want the actual Lucha Underground title. So I kind of wanted him to be next week and not this week. And I'm glad that Conan wasn't there. I hate that man. I think he kind of takes away from Prince Puma's potential. Like, I'm not saying this as a bad thing because Prince Puma has shown himself time and time again able to actually do things, but I feel like there was many times where other people could have won, but then Conan kind of comes in and is like, "Yeah, ref's not there, interference because you're my protege and you cannot lose." Give it a break, dude. Like, let him live. I want to see it turn away. Like Prince Puma somehow turn on Conan because I don't think he's. I'm kind of with Vampiro on that. He's not really treating him that well. He's kind of only in there for the money and stuff, and he sees that if Prince Puma loses, there's no more money for me. Deuces. So that was good on his part to not be there because then it can be the actual like a fight. Anything else I want to talk about? I'm sorry if this is actually really bad. I kind of, like I said in the beginning, was gonna actually, I had notes, was gonna review it, but then it's hard to review one match. Uh, oh yeah, Prince Puma actually won 5-4, which was actually really close. Because yet again, Johnny was trying to run out the clock, but didn't go out too well. So Puma was able to get a pin, and then Patron came in, attacked Mundo, and gave Puma his last pin. All in all, though, this was very interesting. Interesting of Dario to be kind of planning ahead. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna be the face of Lucha Underground, so I want you to fight him because you have real potential. He has potential, but at the same time, there's that other thing going on next week that no one knows about yet. So go give it your best. So my thoughts on this match, very good. I liked it. It was interesting. Something new in Lucha Underground. And I'm sorry this was so bad. This was just new. Other things that I want to talk about before I leave this. My friend Oodles, he kind of reviewed E3 Day 1 yesterday, so go give him a check out. Friday, me, Oodles, and my other friends Hunter, Haven, and Lewis. They don't have YouTube channels yet, but we're gonna start a podcast. Not like Gordon's, because this is actually gonna be talk about whatever, and we don't know how we're gonna separate it yet, but we're gonna probably put up each thing on our channels. So give that kid a check out. I hope this series does well. I know it's kind of short, but there wasn't really much to talk about. I hope to actually do this later on with other things as something new. Maybe next time I'll talk about a manga that I'm reading that's really good that you guys should check out. But for now, instead of a review, this has been my thoughts, and peace.